If you've been around the Deltarune analysis vortex for a while, you've likely heard the terms diegetic and non-diegetic thrown around a couple of times. For those who don't know what it is, according to my best friend dictionary.com, diegetic means happening within or being the created world of a story. I usually see these terms used in regards to music, and it's actually the topic we'll be covering today, so I'll just use some songs from Amori as an example. There's no major spoilers here though, I promise. When you walk around Faraway Town, you'll likely come across a jukebox in the local pizza place, which lets you play the CDs you've obtained. When you do, an NPC next to it will tell you what song is playing. This implies that the music coming from the jukebox can be heard by the characters in-game, which makes it diegetic. If you leave the restaurant and just walk around outside, then you'll hear a fun, upbeat song playing. No characters make any comments about being able to hear it, so it's only you, the player, who can. This makes the song non-diegetic. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, this is Deltarune we're analyzing, so yes, but not really. Toby Fox has a fun little habit of blurring the lines between what happens in and outside of his stories, so that really makes his music no different. But I wanted proof of which songs were and weren't diegetic, so I did what any sane person would do, and combed through Deltarune chapters 1 and 2, and I think my brain is slightly liquidated now. Oops. But I managed to find over 30 diegetic songs that are confirmed in the game, so that's something. You didn't come here to listen to me record the world's longest intro, though, so let's jump into the analysis of these tracks together, shall we? You get a 2-for-1 in this section since they operate under pretty much the same logic. The Legend was actually one of the songs I forgot was diegetic until I replayed Deltarune. Somehow. I mean, pretty much immediately after meeting Rouxls, he asks you to listen to his prophecy. The words on screen also fit well with the music to the point that you can just sing along with the words like they're lyrics. When you're fighting Susie and Lancer, or Pond Man, Rouxls sings what's described to be a lullaby, but it's actually an excerpt of the Legend. In a similar vein, when Rouxls near the end of chapter 2 describes the roaring, it's in a way that's pretty close how he did for his first prophecy, and he gets a reaction out of the characters he tells it to both times. Which goes to show how important all of Rouxls' prophecies are, not only to us, the players, but to the universe of Deltarune as well, as if that wasn't already obvious. This song marks another noticeable pattern in the diegetic music. I only knew this song existed in Universe through the Sweet Cap and Cakes' music studio in Castletown, which lets you play a whole bunch of different songs. This is one of them, so I guess Lancer carries his own portable speaker or uses his cool Darkner magic to play a fun song every time he has a cutscene. Lancer doing that sounds pretty in character for him, and it just makes him seem even more fun. This is another one from the music studio, and I think the reason this is a song in Universe is because it might help the characters understand when they're in battle. What I find really interesting is that the song is called Rude Buster since it also has the name of one of Susie's attacks. Maybe the various minor enemies associate fights with Susie, but I'm not really sure. Maybe she just thought the song name was cool, so she named one of her attacks after it. Who knows? Alright, so this video is mostly about the songs that are confirmed to be a part of Deltarune's universe, but I feel like I would be doing this video a partial disservice to not talk about this song since it's actually why I started making this video essay in the first place. It was kind of recommended to me by a viewer of my Don't Forget video when we were talking about diegetic music in Deltarune via this song in the comments. It's the only track that has this strange splash text that tells you the name of the song currently playing, when it does not do that anywhere else in the game. I've heard some people say it's a reference to Toho or Smash Brothers, but I do not understand why this was put into one area, especially since it only appears when you enter it for the first time and then never ever again here or anywhere else. What was the purpose of this? to do a funny little reference to Undertale or something, since the font is similar to the one in Mettaton's baking show. Ugh. By drawing attention to the music like this, I thought it might have been diegetic, but if the song played in universe, I don't really think it would be contributing much besides maybe an uplifting atmosphere after hearing about the nefarious maze you need to get through, or maybe if Asriel composed Hopes and Dreams for his edgy video game OC, then it's just a fun nod to that for Chris, but the laptop and all of that information would be at Chris's house, not the empty classroom, so hell if I know. Well, while I'm here, I may as well throw some other tracks in that I think might be diegetic that I can't fit in any other section. Another Hymn, Weird Birds, Scarlet Forest, The Holy, Your Power, and Keyjan are all fairly possible to exist in the world of Deltarune, but I couldn't really find enough evidence for them being there, so let me know what you think about it. Alright, intermission over. So, in the universe of this game, this song is supposed to indicate when a character joins the party near the beginning, but on a meta level, this exists just to be funny. Oh man, we're entering the deep Deltarune lore TM right now. Okay, so from what I've noticed, the only characters who make this song play are Rouxls and Lancer, but Susie is the only character who actually makes it stop playing altogether, so I don't know, maybe this track is just a joke that the Darkners are in on or something like that. Give it up for another confirmed song via the music studio! Woo! There's not a lot to say about this song except that Sham might play it to add atmosphere. This also kind of implies that the Sweet Cap and Cakes have visited Sham before, and they thought that Sham's shop music was cool enough to play in their studio, which I find to be pretty sweet. You can just copy-paste Lancer's section here and change the names. The only new commentary I have to add is that I kind of guessed this song was diegetic in the first chapter before I knew about the music shop, since Rouxls' music would speed up, slow down, and stop based on Rouxls' mood, and it just makes the character objectively funnier to imagine him blasting his own theme song at full volume. He is a certifiable funny guy. Something kind of interesting about this song is that it's confirmed to be diegetic in a pretty unique way. Whenever you see music notes coming out of something or someone, it shows that the song is playing in universe. Also, I love that these characters are just hanging out on the club's floor and listening to club's music. It's great. So this is pretty much Lantern again, except since this song doesn't play in Castletown and the Sweet Cap and Cakes are from Cyber City, it's likely that they heard this song in the Color Cafe in Queen's Mansion. I still think it's nice that they remember the song though. Also, Swatch is the best minor character in Deltarune, that's just a fact. Hi, this is editing Leo Lavender Orchard here. Since we're still in the shop territory, I somehow completely forgot that dial tone is like completely diegetic. The phone in the background of Spamton's shop just rings when there's ringing in the song. So yeah, that's totally diegetic, and somehow I forgot about it during my scripting process. But yep, that's diegetic too. Yeah. When I started chapter 2, I had this whole big theory about how this track must be diegetic, and it's probably playing from the party dojo because it has the boom boxes with music coming out of them before I got to the music studio. Honestly, I kinda stand by it still. I thought Empty Town would operate under the same logic, but all the buildings are empty. Though, the music does change in this area once the party dojo is added in the beginning of chapter 2. Also, the only people who would know this song exists if it were diegetic would be Chris and Rouxls, and maybe Susie and Lancer, so it's not like this song would play in the music studio. I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence. Though, in the 2022 Deltarune status update, it says if you recruited the right characters, the band can play a new background music for your town. Underneath the teaser for a new song called My Funky Town, and a gif of some characters performing on a stage inside Castletown's cafe. This little description confirms that the band is playing this song in universe, so it would be kind of weird if Empty Town wasn't diegetic, but the other two Castletown tracks are. I think I just talked myself into it being diegetic, huh? Empty Town can be diegetic, as a treat, why not? Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't know why this sound effect is considered a song and was put on the Deltarune soundtrack. Whatever. You see her mouth moving when this track plays. Yeah, I'm not spending any more time on this. Honestly, I was a little surprised when I found this song in the music studio, but I mean, Queen is a computer. She can do pretty much anything she wants, and often does. Also, it's very in character for her to be blasting her own theme song whenever she can. Not only does this song only start playing when Sweet appears on screen for the first time, and the obstacles you have to avoid move in time with the music, but it's also a certified music studio banger. Also, this music for Cyber Field only really changes when you're fighting normal enemies, doing the whole interaction with the Goober Trio, or Queen's bothering you. Speaking of which... Okay, this one is a bit speculative, but this song only plays during the minigame fight with Queen, and she even calls it a diversion, so I think it's pretty obviously diegetic. Alright, back to the Goober Trio. Yep, you read that title right. Sweet looks like a subwoofer, Cabin looks like a boombox, and Cakes as well, a CD player, so they can play music from them, and they sure as hell do that often. Their music shop in Cyber Field is even described as having music coming from inside, and their pop-up shop in Cyber City has musical boxes, I guess. I really enjoy that though. They're just running around playing music and selling expensive bagels. I respect the hustle. This and Rouxls Kaard's are the only unique battle themes that play in Castletown's music studio, interestingly enough. I guess portable speaker theory is alive and well. Magic, I guess. The portable speaker apocalypse is upon us. Makes me kind of wonder if this could make Birdley's normal theme diegetic, but I don't really have enough evidence for it to speculate about. If you've ever been to a big city, and I mean an actually big one, you'll certainly be familiar with some kind of music always playing. Whether it's from a store with its doors open, a street performer, some asshole on the metro who loves playing their TikToks loud enough for the whole car to hear, or any variety of places or people with a speaker at their disposal, you're always hearing music. For the most part, I think it's kind of magical in a way that feels hard to describe. It's this sort of experience that you get to share with everyone around you, without having to speak a word. I got the chance last year to go to Chicago, and I kind of imagine Cyber City to be a sort of fantasy-esque version of that. Having a fun, upbeat song playing as you enter this amazing place and explore it seems incredibly easy to believe. Plus, it's at the Castletown Music Studio, so I think that only confirms my suspicions. Also, you better believe I had Welcome to the City on loop when I was walking around Chicago. Most of what I have to say for this song has already been said in the Queen section earlier to some extent. Of course she has a mixtape of her battle theme that she wants to show off to everyone. She even just straight up says it, so I don't have to jump through any hoops to justify this track's existence in the game. Another thing I can add to this is it actually kind of foreshadows the song Attack of the Killer Queen, so I think that song might actually be diegetic too. It's not very surprising since almost every, if not every, song involving Queen is diegetic, so hell, I'll take it as confirmation that Attack of the Killer Queen is diegetic. Why not? Wait, are all our themes diegetic? If Simple Diversion and Attack of the Killer Queen are, does this make Knock You Down diegetic? It's not referenced in the music studio or anywhere else in this game. I guess we got another one for the possible diegetic music list. How does this keep happening? Gotta hand it to Queen, she picked some pretty banger tracks to put her leitmotif in. Besides the song being yet another track in the music studio's library, the portraits displayed in her hallways react to the song that plays in the area in real time, so there's no doubt about its status being a part of Deltarune's world. It's a banger though, not much else to add. Yet another song I only knew was diegetic through the music studio. You'd think of the two songs in Chapter 2 with a romantic undertone to them, the song that's more upbeat and happy would be featured as a song to replay and come back to. Nope, it's the one that sounds hopeless and sad. The acid tunnel of love and the Ferris wheel scenes are such fascinating narrative contrasts to each other. One takes place high above the city skyline, filled with bright lights and a cutesy atmosphere. The other takes place below ground with this harsh light and ominous atmosphere. In both scenes, two characters get to know each other better and get closer, but while one shows the two getting more comfortable, the other has this air of uncertainty. Admitting that you stopped shaking because you got comfortable, versus wondering what the characteristics about yourself could even be described as. Wait, what was I talking about? Diegetic music? Oh, right. Hey, do you hear something? He can't keep getting away with this! Final stretch. Alright. I'd love to finish off the analysis with some deep lore TM, but unfortunately it's just an alarm that plays and a handful of funky alternate tracks left to cover. Blueky references this track in the game, so yeah, woo. Alright, let's just move on to the next section, yeah? It's hard to talk about Deltarune without mentioning the Snowgrave or Weird Route. We get a new version of Welcome to the City, a sped-up version of Deal Gone Wrong, two new songs surrounding the Birdley encounter in the alley, and flashback excerpt, all in that route. None of these can really be confirmed since no character comments on these songs for obvious reasons. If I had to guess though, I'd say flashback excerpt is for sure non-diegetic, but the rest are kind of up for interpretation. My money's on the alternate Cyber City theme, and the boss song that sounds like a heartbeat being diegetic, since their normal route counterparts play in universe. Alright, I think that should be everything. You may be wondering what the point of this exercise was. I mean, who cares whether the characters in-game heard Queen's laughter or some magical town as a song that plays all throughout it. And well, I like to do this to better understand Deltarune. Don't you feel like you understand it better now too? Rouxls likes singing his prophecies for his friends. Some characters choose to add atmosphere to their shops by playing music in them. Some characters like blasting a theme or boss song whenever you encounter them. Different areas you're meant to pay attention to have their own music and that the Deltarune characters listen to as well. A trio of rebels want to add more music to the world, so they create their own, and so much more. On a meta level, if a character plays their own theme or boss song when you meet them, that might indicate that they're self-centered. If a character has new music playing in their shop, they might have something important to say. If an area has its own music that the characters can hear, then it might be an area worth paying attention to now and going forward into new chapters. Humor defies the laws of reality in some cases, but most importantly, doesn't it make the world feel more alive? Cyber City kind of acts like a big city you might find in the real world, bustling with traffic, colorful characters, and music. Sweep Captain Cakes' catalog the music they adhere and let anyone who visits them listen to it. The denizens of Card Castle like hanging out together and listening to funky tunes. Sure, worrying about what songs in Deltarune are diegetic may not be at the front of most people's minds, but it's worth hanging on to it, even if it's just at the back of your head. The world of Deltarune is so much more alive and deep than we might think at a first glance. When a song appears to be diegetic, it might indicate that something's worth paying attention to, for both our heroes and us, the players. So keep your ears open as we approach the next phase of Deltarune's story. Thank you so much for watching. When I made my first Deltarune video back in December, I think I was sitting at around 30 subscribers, which was already a pretty crazy number to me. So seeing that I'm over 250 subscribers now absolutely blows my mind. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm on the road to sweet YouTube monetization, and every view, like, and subscription goes a long way towards helping me get there. While I love making video essays as a hobby, I really want to make it my job someday. And that's thanks to all of you watching. Please leave your thoughts, theories, video suggestions, or anything else in the comments below. I always love seeing and hearing everyone's different perspectives. As I mentioned earlier, this video was only made because of a conversation I had with someone in the comments of my last Deltarune video, which is kind of blown up and I really can't thank you all enough. There is one last thing I'd like to say. Since the last chapter of Deltarune was released a while ago, and it might take another while for chapters 3 and 4 to be released, I think I'm going to take a break from making more Deltarune related videos until I have more material to work with that's, new and more substantial than the newsletters. Don't worry though, I'm not going to be disappearing. I'll still be making my silly goofy video essays, just about different indie games. Cool? Cool. Alrighty. I'll see you sometime in the future. Bye!